Listen here, girl. I know you think it's a game, but it is absolutely not. Okay, this is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl, and that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it. Okay, and I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shake. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here. Okay, you put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey. Okay, your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin popping, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISO tea down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Oh, y'all, something is wrong with the world, girl. Let me tell you before we get into the shows, because we're going to get into the shows, girl. But have y'all seen this post? What was this on? What was this post on? Hold up. Have y'all seen this post about the girl? It's on site. Okay. Mother who admitted to throwing away 2-month-old son's corpse reportedly stabbed to death by baby's father. Okay. So here's the thing. I know how that sounds. Okay. But when you read the story, I don't see where in here it says that she was high off Percocet. I don't know where it says that. However, she threw her baby in the garbage can. Okay. And yes, that is terrible. That is terrible. But she did not kill her baby on purpose. So I'm confused as to why y'all are like, free him for stabbing and killing her. Like I'm just, probably my video probably gonna get flagged for saying that. So cash at me or whatever. But I'm wondering, like, that happens all the time, y'all. Like, and when I say it happens all the time, I mean people people be exhausted. Like, y'all know how it is when you first had a baby. Someone said he doesn't have custody of his other kids. I'm sure he doesn't if he stabbed the mother. But I just kind of feel like, I don't know why y'all feel like because she panicked and put the baby in a garbage can, that means she deserved to die when she didn't intentionally kill her baby. And I just wonder what her mind went through waking up and realizing the baby. I saw the article where it said she was high and rolled over the baby. See, it didn't say that in what I read, okay? It didn't say that. It said she rolled on the baby, and the baby was unresponsive. Right. Even though so, y'all, like, yes, gross negligence. I don't understand why they didn't put her in jail, if she was high. So which one is it? Was she high off PCP or was she high off Percocet? Which one was it? That's his child, like he snapped. Okay. Like, I think that y'all are full of shit, bruh. Like, I'm sorry. I can't. Niggas don't be there no other time for the baby. The mom gets overwhelmed, whether she was high or not. Like, right, because people with drug problems are like, they're the scum of the earth. Okay. Y'all kill me with that, because It's a tragic story. It's sad. It's sad all the ways around. But the fact that y'all feel like that means that because she unintentionally unalived, the baby by rolling over on the baby, that means that he should be able to kill her on purpose. And then we should free him, as if him killing her is not a sign that something is wrong with him. I might end up having to cut this part off the video. I don't care. I don't care. But I understand where everybody is coming from, where y'all feel like if somebody hurts a child, then, they deserve whatever's coming to them. But I also feel like that's a fucked up thing to say when it's the mom. It was an accident. And you don't know where she was at in her mind when she wrapped her baby up and put him in the garbage can because she was scared of what was going to happen, waking up and finding out that the baby was dead and probably that she was doing drugs. You know? See, and you see, that's the thing. I don't know. I didn't read. I spoke with someone who knows her, and supposedly it was PCP and dip. So she had a drug problem. So she had a drug problem. He didn't have custody of the kids. She had custody of the kids. And that, like, I just feel like I understand that this means that she was fucked up. But I also want to say you still chose to have a baby with a bitch that was on drugs. I'm going to let it go. But you had a baby with a bitch that did drugs. Okay. I just feel like no matter how you slice it, she didn't intentionally harm her baby. It happened, whether by gross negligence, accident, her being on something she did not mean. That wasn't her intent. It wasn't like, I just don't give about my baby, I'm about to throw my baby in the garbage. I don't think I feel like that's hard to say. And I think it's extremely violent and crazy for people to be in the comments like, I guess we should free him, as if he can't get out and hurt somebody else. I don't know. I just feel like it's weird. It's weird to me. I don't empathize with, I'm not gonna say I don't empathize, because when I look at the situation, I just feel like it's sad all the ways around. I think people don't realize how their toxicity spreads. Y'all, like, okay, for instance, we're not even supposed to be talking about put a ring on it. I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. But Alfonso and Shay's relationship of constantly fighting and bickering with one another, those types of relationships can eventually get to a toxic place, right? Where somebody ends up unaliving the other person, correct? Correct. And it's just it's a place of darkness. It's a place of darkness. And I also feel like, didn't that girl have other children? You know what I'm saying? That she was also responsible for. I don't know. But this is something that came to my mind. You know what I'm saying? Um, and another thing is that even if she did just accidentally in exhaustion, you know what I'm saying? You just don't know. She could have been high. It's a number of things, but I still feel like intent matters. And if somebody did not intend to harm their baby, I don't think people should be like, oh, yay, it's good that she was killed. Like, what? Like, I think y'all need to, you know. I think we need to do some self-checking right quick, right fast. Because I just felt like that's dark. I just feel like that's really dark and that's really sad. And I just kind of feel like I don't think anybody should feel like that lady, should have died in that way, like that was just due and he should be out of jail. Like, no, if you feel like, he should get away with if you feel like he should have been able to stab and unalive her because of her accidentally harming the baby and unaliving the baby, then I feel like you should be okay with him being in jail as a subsequent result of his actions, right? Because it's okay that she was unalive because of what happened to the baby. So why do we want him to get out of jail? If we want people to, at the end of the day, he did not have to take her life. He did not have to take her life regardless of what happened, but he decided to do that. But I don't know. Like, I just kind of feel like it's too often that women be like, going through it and fucking exhausted. And they're the only one responsible for the kids because the niggas are able to just go and do whatever they want to do. And the stress gets to the woman, and then by part the baby ends up suffering, which is why people tell y'all don't put y'all baby mamas through bullshit and help them, because if they're not in a good space, then your baby is not in a good space. They tell y'all that all the time, and y'all ignore that shit, and y'all put all the responsibility on the mother, and something like this ends up happening, and now it's like, well, damn, we're glad that she's gone. Like, no, y'all, I don't think that's right, y'all. I think that's sad. And I think you don't know what could have possibly been going on with that lady. And to say that she fell asleep with that baby on her chest and to wake up with him gone, I really don't think putting him in the garbage can is what y'all think it is. Y'all think it's just like a discarding of the body in this way, when I feel like it may not have been that. The way they say she wrapped the baby up. But what you gonna do? How you gonna hide the body if you scared that you're gonna go to jail? You don't know what's gonna happen. They could take the other kids. Like, I imagine she wasn't in her right mind in the moment of waking up and finding the baby gone. In her response, I don't feel like anybody should take that response like the response of somebody who was in their sound mind when they wake up and find their baby gone, whether they was high when they went to sleep or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what about women who have C-sections and then have to take drugs because they have C-sections and they on purpose? Like, I'm not saying that this is the case in her specific situation, but I'm just saying you just never know. And I feel like if that lady did not intentionally harm her baby, I think that's real tough for people to be in the comments like she deserved to die. Like, I'm sorry. I think that's real tough. And I kind of think that's really sad. And as I would feel bad for him finding out about his child, I will also feel bad for her that happened. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that shit happens. That shit happens, and it really don't. And I think that the mother feels the pain the most. I think that the mother feels the loss and the pain and the guilt the most. You have no idea what somebody is going through in their mind and in they heart and in their spirit when something like that happens. And the world picks it up as if it's something that, you just know this evil person deserved what happened to them. And I just felt like that story was not that cut and dry. Inform officials that she was taking PCP before she mistakenly rolled over her son. So it says she was on PCP. I still feel like that don't mean that it was okay that he did that, y'all. I really don't. I really don't. And I still have to look at him like, why did you have a baby with a girl that was doing PCP, my son? Like, what's going on? Or were you high on PCP when you killed her? Like, you see what I'm saying, y'all? Like, I just didn't like that. That's what I was seeing in them comments. Whereas I felt like it was a sad situation all around. And that's another thing people don't think about. I've watched enough episodes of SVU and shit to know that when people, like, even if they throw a baby in the garbage can, we think that that's them throwing the baby away like garbage. But no, when they wrap the baby up, you know what I'm saying? The wrapping of the baby to protect them is a sign that there was care. It just, losing Isaiah was a depiction of a lot of stories. Her baby made it, but a lot of others don't. Exactly. Most likely they both were addicts. Exactly. Come through. That sound more like right. To me, that sound more like right, that y'all was two drug addicts that had kids. And this is what happens when people, sometimes be high and, with their babies. Everybody shouldn't be mothers. No. But that doesn't mean that he had a right to kill her, especially if he was also, a drug addict himself, or still decided to have unprotected sex with a woman who was doing drugs. Like, hello, y'all. I'm with you, Bonnie, about the parents that leave their kids in the car and forget that bruh, like, I knew a girl, bro. I knew a girl that did that shit. I knew a girl who did it, and it was somebody else's kid. And the girl whose kid it was a girl I had got into a fight with. One of them angry girls. they pretty, but for some reason they angry at the fucking world. She was one of them. But either way, she let this other girl we went to high school with, who always felt like she was a super duper senior, watch her baby. And she left the baby in a car, in a hot car out here in New Orleans. Y'all, baby died. And I remember that, and I just remember feeling I never liked that girl. When I tell you I didn't like that girl, I did not fucking like that girl. I still don't like that girl. But I swear for God, that was some of the most terrible shit I ever heard in my life. I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine. Okay. I'm ready to get to the show too, Candace. I'm about to get into it. But don't rush me. All right. Let's keep it cute. Okay. It's only 16 minutes in. This live was not pre-planned. I be talking, getting shit off my chest, trying to get people into the room. Okay. Y'all ain't gotta do me like that. I feel like that's just, low-key disrespectful. How would you feel if you was talking about something and somebody was like, all right, girl, can we move on? Can we move on from whatever you talking about? Because don't nobody care. Like that's low-key what they feel like. But I could be wrong. But I understand. But you know what? Since you feel like that, let me drink some more of this wine and we can go ahead and get into it. Thank you so much, Riley, for the super sticker. I thank you very much. Okay. I don't know, y'all. Sometimes I be seeing shit and I, feel away and, I won't get it off my chest. I don't know why. It's a Saturday, bitch. Where you gotta go? What you doing right now? Okay, listen. All right, y'all. Let's get into marriage bootcamp, bitch. Because first of all, this is a waste. This is a waste of marriage bootcamp. Every single one of these couples is a motherfucking waste to marriage bootcamp. And that's what I said. Okay. That's that's how I felt. Lola and Emmett are arguing because she asked him to do the laces on her shoes so she can hurry up and get dressed. And he feels like she's being controlling. I feel like he is still mad about what happened the night before. And I just kind of feel like you couldn't put the laces in the shoes. Like I literally asked my husband to do that Sunday. Girl, we was running late for church. And I was like, look, I'm gonna drive because you drive too slow. But I need you to lace my tennis shoes up because they was fresh out the box. So I was like, I need you to lace these up for me on the way to church. Okay. And because I had my chucks on, so that's what happened. So the way he was acting about it, and I feel like sometimes Boo is talking to him in that way, in that condescending way. And then other times I don't hear it. And then I feel like he hears it no matter what she's saying. So I feel like they just really don't know how to communicate as a whole because, I do think she was impatient with him. But I'm going to tell y'all one of the biggest things about being in a relationship that's healthy is sometimes when moments are stressful, being able to gripe at each other without the other person taking it extremely personal. Okay. Not all the time. Now, sometimes, girl, sometimes you just be on your period and the nigga made you want to cry and you just wasn't in the mood to like, nigga, shut up. You wasn't in the mood for that. He went, he was feeling away. He took, he went a long route and said a few things, and you was just like, oh, I thought we was playing, baby. This don't feel like no joke now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about my personal life. But either way, what I'm saying is I feel like Lola and Emmett sometimes be like missing each other. Like, I don't think she necessarily had an attitude, but I feel like he had an attitude. And there are other times when I feel like she is absolutely being condescending and disrespectful with the way she talks to him. And it is what it is. Which are literally the worst in the celebrity marriage bootcamp. I'm wondering if they can't find any legit healthy couples to do the show anymore. They're not giving. I don't know why. A1 and Lyrica are there. Lyrica irks me. They just want to check. I think it's the way Lola blows up at home because she was doing all that for no reason. Yeah. I agree. She, she's definitely one of the hood girls that, need to go and sit through some therapy and maybe need to get something to regulate her emotions, so she can clearly hear and listen and be calm in her spirit when doing so, as to not always be so manic and out of control of herself when she gets upset. Um, I think that there's a level of toxicity to the hood girls. The hood girls have a level of toxicity when it comes to communicating that they don't know how to get a handle of. And what that means is that I think a lot of us feel like in order to stop being mad or stop talking how we talk, like you about to say something disrespectful, but for you it's like I need to get this disrespectful shit off my chest. But what you're gonna say is gonna hurt the person. So what you really need to do is decide, like, is it worth it? Is it worth it to hurt this person's feelings? Do I want to hurt this person's feelings? Do they deserve this? If not, take a deep fucking breath and try to see if you can come at it a different way. This is a lesson that I had to learn about the way I talk to people myself, and I'm still learning. Okay. I'm still going at your neck if need be. But with the people I feel like um deserve my sensitivity, okay, I feel like there's a way to talk to people. There's a way to get your point across. Sometimes it don't matter how you get the point across, they still gonna be mad. But I think that Lola needs to learn how to communicate and how to calm herself down so she can stop getting agitated in moments. And also she needs to deal with her controlling issues. Ma'am, deal with your self-esteem issues so you can stop feeling the need to be controlling, because that's where that stems from. I think she doesn't feel as beautiful as she is. I think she doesn't feel good about herself. And I think if she felt good about herself, then she wouldn't feel so pressed to stay on Emmett's toes the way she does, because she feels like any false move and he may leave her or give somebody else the energy that she wants him to give her, when at the end of the day, a woman that is confident in herself will not be thirsty for a man's affections or love. And if he decides that he does not want to give her what she is requiring, then she will withdraw herself from him, versus the fighting and the getting loud and all of that. Like, to me, the lesson that I have learned, the greatest lesson that these niggas need to understand, is complete and utter rejection and silence. Like, to me, don't split no hairs. Cut it. Cut it. Okay? But y'all don't want to do that. Y'all want to fight, y'all want to argue and all of that type of shit. And I think that at some point men don't hear that anymore. And it's no longer a conversation that's healthy. It's you trying to express to someone your feelings that you that you can't adequately express, and they're not really hearing you, and they ain't trying to hear you. So it's just, talking to a brick wall. Um A1 and Lyrica asked for their phones to call their kid and to call Lyrica G because she just had surgery. They instead sit on their phones on social media. And then, they're millennials is the excuse. And I just feel like, take my phone, give me legalized marijuana, and watch me forget about the phone, especially if my significant other is already in the space. You know what I'm saying? I might need to talk to my mom every now and again, but the fact that they both needed to be on them phones like that lets you know that they have control issues. They almost was acting about them phones like it was some drugs. I don't know. Like, are y'all hiding drugs in the phones? I don't know. We all know that social media is a drug at this point for a lot of people. But the way A1 and Lyrica were acting to get the phones, it was like somebody had some coke. It was just like, whoa, what's happening? Calm down. We'll get to it. But this starts off the whole cell phone situation. Thank you, Asia Monet. I thought you were already a member, boo. Thank you for becoming a member here on YouTube. Okay, but I would love for everybody to be members on my actual website, BondyBlueShow.com, where you get access to my forum. Okay, make sure I say that right. Access to my forum, amongst other things, exclusive content, things that other people don't get. Okay. It says drop the invoice. Send me the invoice. You dropped too many gems. Thank you. I be trying to, child. I be trying to impart on people what I feel like I understand. Um, what I feel like, has been shown true to me. You can take it or leave it. It's up to you. But if it worked for you, great. If it don't, let it fly, you know. But either way, Lyrica and A1 are playing games and are doing what they always do, which is I feel like trying to game people, trying to manipulate the situation, trying to give the least and get the most out of the situation. They're annoying to me. So they're late to all the drills. We find out that, throughout these past few days, whenever there's a drill, Lyrica and A1 are probably the last ones to arrive. And then on top of that, Lyrica is still mad at Rich because he had a problem with her taking over the exercise from the previous day with the shock therapy shit. And I just personally feel like at the end of the day, Lyrica, you really don't like taking accountability for shit. You really in your feelings because they felt a way about you taking control in a way that you should not have been able to take control, ma'am. Ma'am, ma'am, you shouldn't have been able to take it. You don't know anything. Your relationship is the pits. You can't be a therapist. You can't be a therapist, ma'am. You're not a therapist. You don't even know how to fix your own problems. And listen, that's a statement I'm making because I feel like in essence, even a therapist, usually people who do something for a living, they can't never do it for themselves, usually. Or they do it for themselves, but they do it for themselves last. Okay. Nobody's perfect. But at the end of the day, your life is too in shambles. Your marriage and your relationship is too in shambles for you to believe that you have any type of knowledge that you can impart on anybody else. Don't nobody want to hear how you can see the problem with the other couples when you can't see the issue with you and your husband. Get that shit together first and then come talk to me about mine. Especially when anybody ask you. Bitch, anybody ask you. Mad at Rich. Go to hell. Everyone gets locked in their rooms as a drill and they have to like escape room, figure out how to get out. One person reads the instructions, the other person is blindfolded. Um, they have to work together. They have to read the clues. And they're not going to do that. Like, obviously, only two couples were smart enough and could work together enough to get out. And that was K. Michelle and Caston because they're smart and because they're smart, they know how to work together. And then you have Mariah and Rich that may not be smart together, but are smart individually and could figure this out. Lyrica and A1 are so like ditzy and emotionally controlled. They weren't going to figure it out. They're ditzy. Sorry, but y'all might be, artistically smart. Absolutely, But when it comes to figuring things out, being critical thinkers, being analytical, which is what this required, yeah, y'all don't have that skill. Neither one of y'all. And the same goes for Emmett and Lola. Like he don't know how to stay calm and she don't know how to explain shit. Both of them have the same problem because both of them get agitated and don't know how to communicate when they are agitated. He doesn't know how to listen and she don't know how to talk. Thank you, Asia Monet. I am a member for both. I renewed because I wanted to catch YouTube lives. I didn't realize how toxic Lyrica was until this show. I get why K. Michelle don't like her. She doesn't feel she needs to change. Thank you, Asia, so much for all of your support. I greatly appreciate it with your pretty self. And yes, I agree with your assessment of Lyrica. Thank you, Dayon. Say, hey, boo. I miss seeing you on my screen. When are you coming back? Long time no see. I know. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Um, I'm getting into love after lockup after this, child. But I do miss seeing you. Tell me when you're gonna be coming back on the show. Uh, but yes. So, like I said, y'all, Lola doesn't know how to talk to Emmett. She has to instruct him on how to put together a puzzle, which only she can see, and she can't seem to do that. Like, this is something I feel like me and Lyric would have done well at. Like, I'm a critical thinker, and also on top of trying to figure out how to, how to do it, I'm also gonna stop and think about how to explain it to him in a way that he can understand, because that has been one of the tasks in our relationship, is for me to figure out how to communicate in a way that my husband is he is receiving the information. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have a lot of like screaming arguments. You know what I'm saying? You know how people get all loud, and I don't do that. I don't do that anymore. We have conversations, and the conversations can either end good or end bad. Usually they end good because, I'm very cut and dry. If I'm fucking up, I'm going to apologize. If he's fucking up, I'm going to tell him exactly how he's fucking up. And then I'm going to read him on how he's trying to act like that's not what it is when that's what it is. So we're going to hug it out. You know what I'm saying? But I honestly, I feel like I would love for me and Lyric to do some shit like this. Oh, you'll be back next season? Okay, great. Do you know around what time? Like what time of the year that's going to be? Because you know the way Love After Lockup do, child. I never know which show, which season, whatever. Girl, listen. So Deontay, you let me know, sir. When I can expect you to be coming back to the show, because I know we was supposed to interview you at the beginning of the year, but we're gonna interview you for sure when you come back for this next season. Okay. Um, but yes, Lyrica is very annoying. She is. She's a child. She's a child in essence, and so is A1, which is why their relationship is extremely exhausting. But either way, K Michelle and Caston went first, Mariah and Rich next. Everybody else had to get let out of their rooms because they couldn't figure it out. They have a pizza party. Everybody is in charge of something at the pizza party, but they also have to do it with t-shirts and pants on that they're stuck in together. So they're on one another the entire time. So Mariah and Rich had to make the pizzas. A1 and Lyrica had to make the chairs, which was ridiculous. And then Caston and K Michelle had to make the desserts, and Emmett and Lola had to create the ambiance through the flowers, through the place settings. And Lola talked to Emmett like shit, but it was more so, oh, so you're not gonna do this? Oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna do everything then. Let me just do everything then. Like it was like that. It wasn't like, you old stupid bitch ass mother. Like she wasn't doing all of that. Like for expect her to do it. More so like, okay, well, move out the way and let me do it if you don't understand how to do it. It's a very impatient thing. So that's why I feel like it's something that Lola has to work on within herself. She's a very impatient person, and I understand that, but I also feel like that is usually something that you need to fix within yourself. Emmett, you are also impatient, because I feel like there are moments where you can take control if you want to, but you would rather withdraw, bitch out, and then run away, which is what I notice he likes to do. What? Man, fuck this. Shirt off, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Whereas it might behoove you when your woman is seemingly out of control to make her stop. Like, hey, look at me. Look at me. I feel like you're talking to me bad. You're hurting my fucking feelings. What do you need from me that I can do that will make you feel like you're not doing this by yourself? But see, that's why it takes two people, because it would take both of them. And then it would take her being like, okay, I need you to do this. Can you do this for me while I do this? Because there were moments where I feel like she wasn't coming at him and he was still feeling that way. So that's why I feel like it's not just her, it's also him. You know what I'm saying? But either way, moving on from there, Mariah kind of stops for a second to take a drink. And then she's like, hold up, you gonna let me get my motherfucking drink? And Rich is like, why you gotta keep cursing like that? She's like, you know what? You're not about to keep telling me what the fuck to do. So she takes the shirt off, she runs off, she's mad. Dr. Ish has to talk to her. Lyrica goes to sleep. Okay, sits on the sofa and tries to put together a chair on their laps because her lazy ass doesn't want to get up and do it on the floor. Y'all, I cannot. When I tell y'all I can't stand procrastinating ass people, do y'all see them in this house? Okay, we got to put chairs together. Where's the joint? Somebody get a joint. Like, you know what? You can read the instructions. I'm a roll a joint. Okay. Once I'm done rolling the joint, you should be done reading the instructions, okay? As we build said chairs, we go back and forth. This is how you do it, okay? Usually weed helps people do things they don't feel like doing, especially if they can, limit the amount they're doing to the point where they're not enabled. Because, you can smoke and still like put together a fucking chair just fine. Versus people that, oh my God, I'm too high, I can't do it. Like we're not talking about them. We're talking about people that smoke every day, like the people I know in California that smoke every day. Okay, roll the joint let's get this going. Let's get this done. Let's get this over with. Okay. Like the procrastination, the I'm too tired. Like, where is the weed? Someone help. Where's the coffee? Someone help. Okay. It's annoying to me when people procrastinate for no reason. Okay. Listen, I'm just saying, build past, build past. Like, okay, screwdriver. Oh, hold on. Oh, I didn't do that. Like, it's very just very simple thing that you can do. Okay, you get drink, you know what I'm saying? Like, you make it a thing, but you get the job done at the whatever you need to do to get the job done. Get the job done at the end of the day. And no, Lyric is gonna make it hard. Dr. Ish had to come in there and tell her to get their ass up and put the fucking chairs together. They only put together 4 chairs. The chairs wasn't even all the way put together. Child, waste the energy and time. Mariah talks to Dr. Ish about being with a dude that broke her leg by kicking her in her leg. She was in an abusive relationship, and then she somewhat blames Rich Dollars, because if Rich was the man that she needed him to be, then they would be together and she wouldn't have been with that man. Or no, Mariah, maybe you need to learn how to pick better. Mariah, sweetheart, you're the common denominator. Let me explain. You were in an abusive relationship because you ignored red flags and decided to be in a relationship with a man that was disrespecting you. And then because he abused you physically, you move on from that relationship and get back with Rich, who abuses you mentally and emotionally. It's no different. Rich don't give a fuck about your feelings either. Every time y'all are in the confessionals and you say something, Rich is rolling his eyes. But then whenever y'all are in scenes, he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know you felt that way. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if he at 40, almost 50 years old, doesn't have the mental or emotional intelligence to not be two different ways behind the scenes and in front of people, then you deserve better, Mariah. When you going to realize that you deserve better? Once you realize you deserve better, then you require better. And when you require better, you don't have conversations with people like it's their fault that you were in an abusive relationship because they weren't trying to be what you needed. No, it's your fault you were in an abusive relationship because you chose to ignore how that person disrespected you earlier before they started to put their hands and feet on you. Because let's be very clear, men who physically abuse women show signs before they start physically abusing you most of the time. And you ignore them because you feel like they're such a nice guy, they're such a great guy, I'm so in need of love. Instead of realizing that anytime somebody shows you who they are, you should believe them. And if you want dick out of the situation, get dick out of the situation and leave their ass alone. You need to learn how to compartmentalize if you want to be with people who are toxic because of their dick. But if that's not what it is, if it's an emotional and mental connection that you want, stop getting with people that can't provide that for you. Don't blame Rich. Don't blame Rich. Blame yourself. And therefore, if you can take accountability for what you're choosing to do when you choose these men who abuse you, Mariah, if you take accountability and learn from it, then you can choose better. And that way, the next relationship you enter, as soon as a man starts to show you signs that he's abusive by doing any number of things that you've seen in previous relationships that showed you those were signs that this person was abusive, you can there compare and contrast. So if this person is doing a similar thing and the energy feels the same, you're starting to feel your spidey senses tingling, believe your intuition and step away. Believe your intuition and take yourself out of the situation. Let me tell y'all, this society has taught y'all to ignore y'all intuition, and it is not a good lesson that they have taught you. Do not ignore your intuition. It is what God gave you as a telltale sign to navigate life. Please start to believe it. Listen to it. Rely on it, especially when it comes to relationships. Get out of your heart, get out of your pussy, and get into your mind and get into your feelings. For real, for real. Because I feel like we know when niggas be flawed. We know when they're not giving us 100%. We know when the relationship feels like the constant giving pull thing. Like they give you a little bit and then they take it all away. And then you're left feeling like you need the little bit that they gave in order to feel good again, when really you need to realize that any person that will even put you through that doesn't need to be with you. Anybody that will put you through the push and pull of showing you love and then snatching it away from you to play that mind game with you, that is a game they're playing with your emotions so that they can control you, and you should move away from them. Period. Mariah needs to learn that lesson. And I don't know if she'll ever learn that lesson if she continues to look at other people in her life as the reason for why she's in abusive relationships. You need to start recognizing the signs early on and making better decisions thereafter. Okay. Moving on from there, she goes back to the rest of the group. She says, he talks to her. Instagram. Rich says he was just trying to protect her. I feel like Rich thinks that it's his job to protect her image. I think Rich thinks that as the older, smarter, cleaner person in the situation, how dare he think that, right? You're the head of the fucking creep squad. You got the audacity to look at this girl and feel like she's dirtier than you. Nigga, please. If she's the ashes, nigga, you're the ashtray. Okay. Um, no, vice versa. If she's the ashtray, you're the ashes because you go inside of her. So yeah. And you make her dirty. Okay. So she's the ashtray. She's clean before you go inside of her. And then you go inside of her and now she's dirty. Yeah. You're the ashes. She's the ashtray. Calm down. Okay. But he thinks it's his place to parent her in some respect. And I want Rich to pay attention to the fact that the only reason he feels the need to be in a romantic relationship with a woman he can parent is because he doesn't feel secure enough to be in a relationship with the equal counterpart who he doesn't have to parent. Okay. Casting. Okay, wait, no, I'm skipping. Um, Okay, yeah. Lola aggravates the shit out of Emmett, so he walks away. Lyrica gives up. The chairs were shit. Only 4 were made. They weren't finished. Rich and Mariah made pizzas for everyone. The pizzas look like shit. They learned how to work together. Dr. Ish calls them and tells Lyrica and A1 they need to stick to what the current argument is about instead of always changing trajectory in order to win the argument, instead of trying to resolve the issue that they're having. Okay, that's a lesson everybody can learn. You want to get in an argument, argue about what the actual issue is. Stop bringing up old shit. Okay, now if the old shit adds to a pattern of behavior, then you need to make a decision, don't you? Once people are showing you that their negative behavior is a pattern of behavior, then you need to do something in order to show that you are not going to stand for that. And usually that means taking yourself out of the situation. Don't hurt anybody. Don't hurt their shit like y'all like to do. Withdraw. Okay, stop burning they shit. Stop arguing. Stop fighting. Do you know what happens when you tell a nigga, okay, well, I'm done then, and you walk away and you mean it? Do you know what that does? That either eats their ass up or they don't care, and in which you shouldn't give a fuck either, and you should happily move on. But it's gonna do one or two things. It's gonna make the nigga sick, which you want, or it's gonna show you that he don't give a fuck, which you want. So either way, withdrawing from toxic situations is always your best course of revenge. Okay, revenge is not to actually seek it out. Revenge is to take yourself out the situation and allow for life to take its course. Because trust me, life is the great equalizer amongst a lot of this shit. Child, I ain't never had to get back at no ex. Do you hear me? I've never had to get back at anybody. I never felt the need to. I always felt like I'll wait on it. And I've always felt that my ability to let things go to protect my peace, my ability to step away and push away from something in order to protect my own mental and emotional peace is more important than fighting and arguing with people that only want to siphon your energy for their own benefit, whether it's negative or positive. So sometimes the best thing you can do is withdraw your energy altogether. Okay, listen to me. Great. Yes, leave gracefully. They hate it. Child, ain't nothing worse than a bitch that's completely tapped out of the conversation, ain't about to argue, ain't about to fight, about to walk off. Can you imagine if Shay from Put a Ring on It will handle Alfonso like that, where she might actually get out of the situation versus all of the hooping and hollering that doesn't work for her, that she continues to do like an insane person? Okay, y'all gonna listen to me one day. So, what they learned during this whole exercise for the day is that they need to learn how to validate each other. Listen, validate what the other person said, and stay in the game. Okay, stay on task. Casting and Emmett both need to learn how to see their stressors before they come. And so do the people around them. Meaning, Lola, if you can tell that Emmett is getting agitated, do not continue to pour gasoline on a lit fire. Okay? Don't do that. Try to, diffuse the situation. Walk away. Come back when y'all are calmer. Because when you're angry, you aren't hearing each other correctly. You aren't hearing each other correctly when you're angry. And you also aren't being truthful with your emotions when you're angry. Because a lot of times when people are angry, they're really hurt or they feel played. So instead of expressing what they feel to the person, they get angry. And when they get angry, it makes them the bad guy. So for me, it's much easier to tell you that you hurt me, which is the truth of the matter, to let you know how what you said made me want to fucking cry or hurt my heart in some way, instead of getting upset that you made me feel that way and deciding to act out in anger. No, I'm going to let you know, wow, that fucking hurt. That hurt. That hurt. And because of that, I'm going to withdraw from the situation because I'm not going to allow you any more space to hurt my feelings. I'm telling y'all, the freedom that you can get once you start being honest about how people hurt you instead of getting angry with them or keeping it a buck, like this is a disrespectful moment, instead of getting angry. Because see, when you get angry, they're allowed to then turn it on you. Like, oh, look at you being angry, instead of starting at the beginning. People love starting in the middle. So the best reaction is a lot of the times no reaction at all. You know what I mean? So if you're that angry, you need to walk away. Caston and Emmett both have that issue where you can see them like getting angry and then they blow up. And so K Michelle, Lola, it's important for y'all not to throw fire on men when you can tell they're trying to control themselves and you just want to keep agitating the situation. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not cool either. Judge comes out and tells Lyrica that she checked out, and she didn't tell her she was selfish, but she tells her whenever she doesn't have interest in something, she shows no effort. And to me, that's very selfish. That's a selfish way of being in a relationship. And that makes me feel like that's what you've done with A1. When A1 is expressing something that you aren't into, when A1 is doing something that you aren't interested in, you don't show any interest, you don't give him any energy, and you probably make it about you, which then makes him feel small. So then he decides to go and exact his revenge on you and his mama. Because if you ask me, A1 has always shown signs of resenting his mom for whatever reason. Y'all know niggas be mad at their mama because their daddy wasn't shit. Like, okay, like I don't know what you want me to do about your daddy not being shit, but okay. Because niggas wasn't, showing that they was ain't shit until the kids came along. Most of the time, you know what I'm saying? Not to say that Pam would have made good decisions in men, because I don't believe that. But I also feel like a lot of what A1 does is passive aggressive to hurt the women in his life because he's angry with them for whatever reason. And I think that Lyrica then sees being hurt, being cheated on, and then acts out by having no care at all for his feelings when she talks to him. So they're both in one way or another looking at the other person saying, I know this is going to hurt you, but you know what? I'm mad at you, so I don't give a fuck. They've both done that to each other over and over and over again, and it's exhausting. And at some point, everybody needs to move on. And I feel like Lyrica is the one that needs to move on. I think A1 will continue to come back and try to fix it until she decides that it's really over and she's moving on to the next person. And I really wish that she would move on to her fucking self and find some confidence and reassurance in herself so she can stop being so immature and petty in the way that she handles herself and her relationships, because she is immature and petty. And so is he. And there's a lot of growing that needs to happen for both of them as adults, if you ask me, before they can be in healthy relationships with anybody, let alone each other. And I feel like you want to talk about doing something for your kid. Y'all need to learn how to be healthier and be real with yourselves for y'all kid. Because y'all going to raise a motherfucker that's delusional if y'all don't get real with yourselves. Y'all going to raise a kid that has watched y'all live a reality and then say it's something else. That's going to be confusing for that kid when they grow up. And it's going to be hard for them to be stable as an adult or be independent or take care of themselves if both of their parents have been in turmoil their entire fucking lives. If both of their parents have been petty and childish and selfish their entire lives. If both of their parents have decided at one point or another that their own selfish bullshit is more important than keeping things cool and calm for their kid is going to have a hard time in his life when they grow up. And it's sad. And this is what I can't stand. Because see, then people like Lyric and A, one of the type of people that would hear my commentary about them just now and then get up here and say that I called them bad parents or talked about their kid. That's what they'll do. Instead of hearing what I'm saying about how their toxic behavior is long run negative for their kid because they can't take accountability and they can't be read in this way. So, Rich doesn't listen to Mariah because he thinks he knows what she is going to say before she even says it, and he needs to stop doing that. Thank you, Judge. That was a great observation. Lola needs to hear Emmett out and stop talking to him crazy. Absolutely. Get in control of your emotions. Take a deep breath. Go smoke a joint. Calm the fuck down. Do what you need to do, Lola. But I understand what Lola be feeling, though. I do. And that's why I feel like calm down and just simply say, right now, I need you to do this. I feel like you're doing this. Y'all don't know how hard that is sometimes. I know how hard it is. Do you hear me? I have anger issues. I am an impatient person and I am low-key a perfectionist. I absolutely understand what it feels like to be trying to get somebody to do something and you feel so aggravated with them. They're not hearing you. They're not paying attention. And then they sitting up there asking you questions over and over again and you getting fucking agitated. Emmett, you gonna act like you was even making a real effort to do the things that she was trying to do? I don't think so. I think you were lackadaisically doing shit and she was getting frustrated with you. And so she starts talking to you bad. Okay? So I think it's funny that everybody points out how Lola talks to him, but they don't pay attention to the way Emmett acts like a fucking toddler whenever he's not getting his way. All right. Because what happened when he decided to walk away? She then continues to do everything by herself, which is something that Lola needs to check about herself. A lot of women, y'all, that's the one thing I struggle with as a woman is that you get upset when you feel like your partner isn't doing their part. So you just say fucking and do it yourself. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. And if you have to do it yourself, then I guess you need to replace the partner, huh? I am telling y'all, men do not understand y'all being iffy about your boundaries. You have got to have hard boundaries for these niggas, okay? Because if not, they'll take advantage. You give them an inch, they'll take a mile. You have got to be hard up on your boundaries. You really, really do. Kay needs to decide which version of herself Caston gets. And I think this means that K. Michelle needs to decide whether she wants to be a normal person or an asshole on any given day, because she goes back and forth. And that's where the delusions come in. Because sometimes K. Michelle is 100% intelligent, smart, college graduated, ukulele, every instrument playing, classically vocally trained, successful, Delta, Sigma Theta. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are moments, and Today was a moment. Before we got to the end of the episode where she started losing her fucking mind trying to fight nobody, K. Michelle absolutely reminded me of why she would work with somebody like Caston, because she is book smart, because she is intelligent. She would absolutely do well with another smart man. But it would take her, first of all, respecting him fully. And it will also take her having some type of control of herself, that she did not talk to him crazy whenever she got in her feelings or upset about something. And I feel like that's something she's not really capable of sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what y'all saying in the comments, because I'm about to be done with this part. Hey. Thank God they only have the one kid. People have been saying they didn't know Lyrica was this way, but I've been seeing it since the second season. Oh yeah, she's always been childish. Am I the only one that still can't even see Mariah and Rich together? Child, you're not the only one. April, I can't see Rich with anyone. He will always be a member of the creep squad to me. You know why? You know why? Because Rich is one of the guys that I believe started out as a good guy, a sweet guy. And the other men around him made him feel whack and lame for being a sweet guy. So now he's learned that in front of everybody to be a complete and utter disrespectful cunt to women. And because he does that, I think that he's learned how to drift back and forth between being 100% vulnerable with a woman and then in public turning it off. And that is sociopathic, if I'm not mistaken with the word. K. Michelle's been trying to get a baby out of everybody she dated since she was allegedly with Idris. I'm tired. Child, ain't we all? Don't allegedly, my girl. I think she was with him. I don't think he's never denied it. Um, which tells me, and then she told us some shit about him, about, yeah, he might be from the Brits, but he was an old rap and drug dealing ass nigga at one point. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, A1 and Lyrica are asking for their phones again, and they mentioned that K Michelle had her phone. And this is so childish. K Michelle had her phone because she did her confessionals like they asked her to. They told Lyrica and A1, y'all have already had y'all phones twice today. Why do y'all need them again? Y'all are now trying to break the rules of no cell phones in this house, okay? And so Lyrica did, K Michelle did what she was supposed to do to get her phone. And then they sitting up there talking about K Michelle got her phone. I want my phone. I also don't like the way y'all talk to the producers. No, I want my fucking phone now. I don't like the way y'all talk to them people. I really don't. And in all honesty, that's probably why they will give you the worst edit they can give you, because you are disrespectful, you are out of control, and you are fucking childish. Y'all need to bogo sit y'all headed asses. Okay? Y'all need to go sit y'all headed asses in y'all room and calm the fuck down. The meltdown that they had made me feel like they had drugs somewhere in the phone. Like they was just doing the absolute most. K Michelle finds out from casting that they were snitching on her, and she starts to lose her mind. She starts to lose her shit. She's in her room screaming and hollering. A1 starts screaming and hollering about one his phone. Lyrica screaming and hollering about one her phone. And A1 goes downstairs. Lyrica realizes that K Michelle is screaming at A1, and then she starts screaming at K Michelle. And I'm just like, okay, Michelle, go lay your ass down before you pop a blood vessel. What is this snitching shit? They were tattling, but the producers know that K Michelle has her phone. So it's not really snitching, because they know that she has her phone, because they gave her phone, because they had an agreement with her that they had with everybody else. And because because A1 and Lyrica don't want to follow the rules like everybody else, they're going to try to use that to get what they want, but that did not work. K Michelle, you had no reason to get as upset as you did. You had your phone. You was in your room. What is you getting all upset for? A lot of y'all be making me feel like y'all be flipping out because y'all need y'all medication, whatever medication it may be. And I know it ain't weed, because they let y'all smoke weed in the house, because we've seen it, because it's legal. Okay? But either way, child, it's one of them situations where you think people are acting out because they trying to have TV moments, and really they acting out because they are literally out of control of themselves whenever they don't get their way. That's Lyrica and A1. Two fucking children in adult bodies with a baby to raise. Thank God they have Lyrica G there to help them. And I'm not saying she's that mature, but I swear for God, she come to the table with common sense a lot of the times that neither one of them have. What happened to the couple that was going to have twins? Child, that lady became obsessed with K Michelle in a way, and it made her feel uncomfortable. And then I feel like the lady had a baby daddy or a boyfriend, and he was doing too much. It went downhill. But that was K Michelle. Why the fuck would you meet a bitch on the street, and because her own babies are pretty, you decide that you want her to be your surrogate? What kind of shit is that? The editing at that time off. Why did K flip out? Kay was in her room getting mad because they were snitching on her. You ain't see her like grown, they snitching on me. Like she was just going off and then them being upset in the hallway. That's why I feel like everybody's volatile for no reason. Okay. It was sad they used their son to manipulate the producers. It's giving them their phone into giving them their phones. They didn't even call their son. They called their son at the beginning of the day, but they got their phones a second time and they did not. And then they were trying to get the phones a third time that night. And I don't know if they would have called him either because it was late. So I don't know. But the fact that they will use their kids, use the kid, it lets me know that y'all will use the kid in arguments amongst each other. And that is very sad. But that just goes in line with them being immature and toxic. So let's go ahead and move on to Love After Lockup, y'all. Because Love After Lockup was a motherfucking mess. Okay. But y'all like the video, please. In that moment, I saw A1 and Lyrica need to stay together. In that moment, I saw why A1 and Lyrica need to stay together. Keep the toxicity between y'all. Honestly, if they were to go and get some fucking help, I would be all here for it. But I don't know if they have the capacity, to be honest. I don't know if they have the capacity to do what's needed because they have not shown thus far that they have the capacity to do what's needed for either one of them to have a healthy relationship with each other or to, co-parent in a healthy manner with their son. So let's go ahead and move on, y'all. So Love After Lockup, Chaz and Branwen. Every time they show Chaz kissing Branwen at their wedding, I want to throw up in my mouth. It's disgusting. I also don't like the fact that Branwen wanted to spend time with her daughter and was forced to have Chaz with her for most of the time because he's in town for a little while. Like if she's going to be moving into the house with him, he needed to let her have that time with her daughter alone. And I almost feel like his controlling jealousy would not allow for her to, just have that moment without him. Because honestly, I would have been like, I'll stay back at the place, have the day with your daughter. Maybe we can have dinner late tonight and I can meet her. If not, then, I'll see you later on the next day. But she should have been able to have that day with her daughter without her daughter feeling uncomfortable around Chaz. And I feel like she was going to feel uncomfortable because she doesn't know him. She barely knows her mom. And I know Branwen felt bad about that, but Branwen also feels indebted to Chaz, like I told y'all she did. A lot of these girls that take money from these men that kind of keep pushing, they're nicely pushing, but they push gifts and money on the women so that they can later force the women to do things they don't want to do or feel like they're entitled to the women because of what they gave and what they did. So to me, I really do feel like the men still show out to be predators because I feel like you're still taking advantage of a woman in a situation and you're trying to force something on her that she doesn't want. Whereas nobody's forcing you to give the woman money. Nobody's forcing you to give her or do anything for her. You're doing it because you say you want to and because you care about her. And as soon as she doesn't want to do something that you want her to do, then you throw the money in her face. And that's why it's manipulation. That's why entitlement. That's why you're a fucking creep. That's why I don't feel sorry for you. That's why I feel like if Branwen ends up playing you, then you only have yourself to blame. Because you're not keeping it a buck. You're not. You really want to use what you have to make a woman who you otherwise would not be able to procure be with you. And you know this. Forcing kisses on her, forcing time with her when she really should be spending time with her daughter, and then all of the little microaggressions. That is exactly why his card got declined, bitch ass. I'm sorry, Chaz, but you pretend to be a good guy, but a good guy doesn't want to be with a woman who he knows doesn't want to be with him. A good guy will give her the space to spend time with her daughter since that is the most important relationship. Okay? Anyway, she meets her daughter at her job. Y'all, Branwen's daughter has followed in her footsteps and is a stripper. She met her outside the strip club in her stripper gear, okay? And I didn't like the fact that Branwen kept trying to close her daughter's jacket as to not show her boobs to Chaz. I didn't like that. And I'm gonna tell you why I didn't like that. Even though I understood her feeling uncomfortable, at the end of the day, she is an adult, she's grown, and you didn't want anybody covering your titties up when you were 19 and stripping. So give her the same respect and allow her to be as she is. And if Chaz can't control himself, then I guess that lets you know you don't need to be around Chaz, right? Don't do that to her. Don't make her feel dirty. Don't make her feel bad because this creepy ass old man is standing next to y'all. If it was just the two of y'all, you would have never felt the need to cover her up. Don't do that again. I understand your uncomfortableness, but don't do that again to her. Because I feel like in some way it made her feel like she needed to change herself so he didn't find her attractive, which always reminds me of how the mamas always think they in competition with their daughters and shit. You know, you took my man, girl. Your man is a fucking creep. Get with that shit. Understand that. Any man that would try to fuck your daughter is somebody you need to get away from you. You want to talk about somebody that deserved whatever happened to him? Anyway, so her daughter, Arian, I think her name is, Arian. Her daughter is surprised that she's with a short man and an old man because she's usually with, young bodybuilding, drug addict, dealing ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? She like her a nigga that look good, okay? And so he pays for them to go and get their hair done. I feel like he paid for Brandwin, but Arian paid for her damn self, okay? But she got her hair done. And we find out that this, Brian went stripped for 22 years and it was hard to stop. And she feels like it's a gateway to doing drugs. And she's worried about her daughter following in her footsteps because she wasn't doing drugs at first either. And she started doing drugs. And I think that what she needs to explain to her daughter is what happened. Because, see, shit ain't just a gateway. You can't tell people that stripping is a gateway for drugs and think they gonna hear you. What you have to explain is that stripping put me in a situation where, yes, I was making a lot of money, but the energy of it made me sad. The energy of what I was doing or how I was living made me feel like I needed to escape and I needed to feel good. And so instead of taking myself out of the situation that was making me feel bad, I went and did drugs instead. And was hoping that that would make me feel bad. And I mean, that would make me feel better. And then I would still be able to make my money because as a stripper, I was making money. That's the real tea. The real tea is you had issues already, and stripping, being around toxic people, being in toxic relationships, and, kind of being treated like an object to be discarded. That shit eventually weighs on your spirit. And then you start drinking and doing drugs to deal with the weight on your spirit. And then you become an addict. And then you look at stripping as a gateway when really your lack of ability to deal with your trauma and your emotions, your lack of ability to take yourself out of a toxic situation or to even recognize it is really what puts you in that situation, not stripping. I'm just saying, because she could not be a stripper. She could be working down to the bank and be stressed out and hate her life and start doing drugs and become a drug addict. You know what I'm saying? Um, but either way, she's worried about her daughter, and I feel like you need to have a serious conversation about that. But I also feel like the conversation, and it's what Iyanla told me, needs to come with you being a parent and not crying on your daughter's shoulder and her comforting you. As you said, you weren't really there for her during her 19 years of life. Arian said that she lived with her mom for a total of 6 months in her 19 years, and she was passed around a lot, which tells me somebody did something to her if the first career she thinks to do is to be a stripper. That means somebody did something to her, be passed from house to house, and you were too busy feeling sad and sorry for yourself and thinking you were going to fail raising her. So instead, just stay away because people told you that. This is when you have to be strong enough to decide that nobody is going to tell me that I'm detrimental to my child. I'm going to do what I need to do to not be detrimental to my child. And then I'm going to make sure that nobody else is detrimental to my child. That is how you need to think about it. But because Brandon wasn't, she didn't have those tools. She didn't have that understanding. And her daughter has a lot of love for her mom, and even says that, she didn't have the tools to get therapy or to get help like she needed. So she doesn't blame her, but it still hurts her. Y'all, I felt so bad for her daughter. Honestly, her daughter seems smart, like just like somebody that's street smart, somebody that has some type of mental and emotional intelligence about herself, but no resources. Just the fact that she a beautiful white girl, that's all she got going for herself. So what she do, she be a she becomes a stripper, and hopefully it'll find her a big baller somewhere that'll help her get out of that lifestyle, and she can marry somebody with money and she won't have to do anything. But 9 times out of 10, that may not be your reality. So you need to always be planning for what you need to do in order to get yourself in a better space. And I would suggest doing OnlyFans and getting your ass out the strip club. And then from OnlyFans, buying you some property, or, um, you know, uh, um, buying things that you can sell, but start making your money another way. Use this show in some type of way, because she's a beautiful girl. Brandon is beautiful. But Arian made me sad, and it made me feel like she's so smart and has potential. And I really, really, really hope that Arian is able to use 2022 to her advantage and not fall into the pitfalls that her mom fell in, trying to use her looks to get paid. You know what I'm saying? Um, because that's really her only option. You know what I'm saying? Because other things, you need money. You need money for education. You need money for certification. You need money for schooling. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that she has a plan for herself, because I don't know, I just felt real sad for her. I did. I felt really, really sad for her. Um, and I really hope that she doesn't follow in her mom's footsteps. And when Brandon was crying for her daughter, I understood her tears, but I also understand that as a mother, you have failed her. So do not use her as a shoulder to cry on. Provide one. You know what I'm saying? So later on, she, Chaz, and Arian have a conversation at dinner about her dancing and stuff, and he was just making comments I didn't like. First of all, in the car, he's constantly trying to make jokes to lighten the mood, but it's jokes about being safe and not into fast money and not looking good dancing and all. That's cool. But then they discuss Arian's boyfriend not liking that she dances, and Chad says that he knows Branwen danced back in the day. We all have a past, and he doesn't have a problem with it because it's her past. But then her friend Courtney, who's a guy, calls her and says, "Hey, when you going to come by to get your stuff out of my storage?" And she was like, "I don't have a lot of stuff, so I need to come get it soon." He was like, "Okay, well, let me know when." And she's like, "Okay." She's like, "Love you. I'll talk to you later." He was like, "Love you too." And she was like, "Listen, that's just my friend. We tell each other we love each other." I have friends that I say that to as well. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real. Like, that's the feelings. Like, doesn't have to be anything romantic or sexual. But the fact that you have a problem with that, honestly, me even thinking about the fact that he, hurry up and rushed her into getting married to him before she can even take a breath out of prison, all manipulative, all problematic, all controlling. And I didn't like it. I didn't like any of it. And I like the fact that she clicked out on him a little bit and told him that he needed to, correct that shit, because you're not going to dictate my friendships, basically. And then his card gets declined. And so Arian says, "Well, I made some money last night, so let me go ahead and pay." I loved it. I loved it. You know why? Because there was an air of making her feel bad for being a stripper. And I don't feel like she should feel bad for being a stripper. Fuck him. He can't even pay for dinner. Okay? You don't have a right to talk about what fast money is and all of that shit when you out here spending all your money on a woman that you don't even know, like, trying to manipulate her into marrying you because you don't want to be alone. The audacity of you to low-key slut shame her daughter. That's what you were doing. I don't care what anybody's talking about. That is what I felt from the comments that he made about the fast money and about the stripping and all. Well, how's your boyfriend feel about that? Who the fuck cares what her boyfriend feels about how she makes money? And another thing, Arian, I don't think you'll watch me, child. I don't think we in the same demographic. But if this ever finds her, if you gotta strip to make money and your man got a problem with that, then you need a new man. Do you hear me? Because at the end of the day, if he's not financially providing for you in a way that you don't need to strip, he shouldn't have a motherfucking thing to say. And that's on God. We're about to move on to Indian Harry. Give me a moment. The lighting is getting dark. Child, I expected the car to decline. Because they always do this. They spend all their little money. They don't be having no money anyway. They spend all their little fucking money on them girls and then turn around and ain't got no damn money. That's what they always do. Anyway, y'all, let's move on to Indy and Harry. Where's my Indy and Harry? Indy and Harry. So, y'all, her mom is knocking on the door. Don't come knocking at my door. Her mom is knocking on the door like the damn police that she is. Her sister is also with her, and she watches the baby while Indy and her mom have a conversation about how she out here living fucking reckless, running behind a man, staying in his sister's house when he don't even want to be with you and he's not there. He's at another bitch house. Why are you still in Lydia's house? Indy, please get the fuck out of Lydia's house. Lydia don't even like you like that. Why are you still in her house? Like, as soon as that nigga left and didn't come back, I would have left. Like, why are you still in Lydia's house when that girl don't even like you? Get out that lady house. Please get out that lady house. Okay? That shit make me feel so uncomfortable to see her so comfortably in that lady house with her baby toys sprawled out all over the floor. Like, girl, if you don't get the fuck out that lady house, like, I just do not understand that. I don't, y'all, that shit be making me uncomfortable. Every time we see Indy and she's still at that lady house, I'd be like, why are you still in that lady house, girl? Get out of that lady house. So anyway, her sister watches the baby while she tells her mom that she's trying to make it work with a man that ain't even there. Her mom tells her that she needs to get her head out of her ass and call him because she want to have a conversation with him. Her mom says that, they're gonna go ahead and have a spiritual divorce party. Okay, I was dying laughing. It's time for her to bring her ass home. And she gonna go and pop up on Harry. So Indy is scared for Harry, child. I love Yolanda. Yolanda popped up in that car and he was smiling and shit. Oh, look at a dumb bitch I'm fucking with. I'm about to get in a car with her. Pop, pop. Get in the car. Okay. Yolanda turned her head. He like, oh shit. I loved it. I loved it. His face was cracked. They take a little ride. And she cussed to the chase. You sleeping around on Indy. You had her come up here and you ain't tell her not to come. You ain't tell her that you ain't have no intentions of really being in a real relationship with her. Okay. And then he starts to try to explain, but the shit that he's saying is stupid. And she was like, listen, you saying 17-year-old bullshit to a grown-ass woman. If I was 17, 24, 26, if I was Indy's age, maybe, child of Indy 29, she shouldn't even be able to be falling for this type of shit. But Yolanda was like, the shit you talking is bullshit. You not saying nothing to me. He was like, but you not letting me talk. You not letting me talk. And then when you let a nigga talk things, I can't stand, you not letting me talk ass nigga. How is it that I'm controlling your mouth? How am I controlling your mouth? I can continue talking and you can continue talking and we can see. But see, I can't stand whenever you get quiet and give a nigga opportunity to talk and all that they want to continue to say is you don't want to let me talk. That means they didn't have anything to say from the beginning and they're trying to blame you for why they can't figure out a lie convincing enough to shut you up another way. Child, Yolanda, I don't know where you was for Indy's childhood, but it feel like you wasn't close by. Because the girl acting like you didn't raise her the way she running around here, 30 years old, running behind a 23-year-old. ignorant, degenerate ass nigga with nothing to offer, don't care about your feelings, don't care about you, don't care about your baby, cheats on you, lies to you, ain't doing nothing with his life, don't give a fuck about nobody's feelings but his own, don't respect his sister, don't respect you, hardly respects his mama, got mommy issues, went in jail at 17 and his bitch ass got out at 17 and you sitting up here trying to make a father and a husband out of him. When are you gonna wake the fuck up, girl? What's going on with your mind? What's going on with your mind? I cannot. Let's move on, y'all. Let's move on to Taylor and Chaz. Where are they? There they go. Taylor and Chance. First of all, shout out to Bobby. Okay, shout out to Taylor's sister Bobby. Because Bobby came back in that bitch like, I had to go and recollect myself, but now I'm back in this bitch. And please understand that I'm not leaving now. My sister don't want me to leave. So I'm not leaving now. So if I see anything I don't like, I'm going to say something. If you get out of line, I'm going to say something. If you play with me, I'm going to say something. And I like Bobby for that. Because I feel like Bobby is Taylor's protection. Just like Taylor protects Bobby and gives Bobby the emotional support so she don't go and use drugs, Taylor needs common sense and mental protection from a nigga like Chance that's just there to abuse your sister and then push everybody away so she's by herself so that he can take advantage of her and her family and her situation. Because I'm not gonna say, because listen, I don't like saying things that I be feeling because I don't want to be wrong. Like how I felt about Ray Dean's daddy that one time I really want to say. I still don't want to say because I don't want to feel like that's true. But the energy of what I be picking up on, I can't help but to say something. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do. That's what I do. I review shit. Chance also getting the girls' engagement rings. That would be cute if you were emotionally supportive. That would be cute if you was Philip from This Is Us. But you a nigga named Chance that just got out of jail not too long ago that chose to go into the home of a young single mother with 2 young children so that you can be in control of her household even though you don't have a job. You know what I don't like hearing? I don't like hearing how somebody is an alpha male, but they don't do anything an alpha male does except be violent and try to bully everybody into doing what they want them to do. Alpha males protect and pay. You don't pay, and you are the person we need protection from a lot of the time. So you are not an alpha male. We're not even going to get into the definition of y'all talking about, comparing yourselves to cage animals. I don't know what it is about men and specifically clear men wanting to be seen like animals. Why? It's stupid. Why do you want to seem as out of control and crazy as an animal when God gave you the intelligence and the thumbs to not have to be like, an animal? I was having this conversation with my husband yesterday because we was watching Monk. I don't know if y'all watch Monk. But Andy, the stupid detective on Monk, going to sleep to the, I am a tiger. I am Tony the Tiger. Men that have to tell themselves they're like an animal in order to feel secure, in order to feel like they are confident, in order to feel, confident and feel like they have something worth offering, they need to feel like they're an animal. That's stupid. God literally made you an animal. Literally made you a human and not an animal so that you can outsmart animals because you physically cannot overpower them. So God gave you a brain so that you can figure out how to trap or harm an animal without having to physically go to blows with them because you will not win. So why again are you wanting to be compared to or seen like the lesser of the intelligent species? Somebody make it make sense for me. Want to be a man. Don't want to be an alpha. Want to be a man that takes care of his family, that doesn't get into a relationship with a 26-year-old single mother so that you can deplete her of her energy and her resources that she should be giving to her child, but instead, or her children, but instead she's giving it to you. He tells Bobby he wants to propose to Taylor, and she tells him that she thinks it's too soon. He was like, well, we've been talking to each other since I was in jail. That's a whole year. And she was like, yeah, but who you were in jail is not who you are when you get out. And you know that. And Bobby was in jail, so she knows that. She knows the game. So don't talk that shit to me. Another thing is, I didn't like the fact that they needed to go outside and have a conversation amongst themselves as if they was two niggas. Why are you asking Bobby to go outside like you and Bobby about to have a man-to-man talk? The fuck out of here. Bobby is a woman. Taylor did not need to be out of the room. But if y'all needed to have a conversation amongst yourselves so that y'all can have some, respect mutually, that's fine. But you telling Bobby that you're an alpha male, so that makes it okay for why you came into their household as a, acting like you were a boss or something. You don't pay for anything. You're not a boss. You're not a boss because you have a dick. You literally are a dependent. Not only are you a dependent, but you're a temper tantrum, liability throwing motherfucker. Like, you're going to cost her more than you give her. You cost money just laying up in her house, eating up her food that could be for her kids, using water and electricity that she got to pay for. You don't provide anything. You're not an alpha. You're not a man. You're a child in a man's body. You're a boy with the temperament of a pissed off toddler. A man does his job. Doesn't bitch out when responsibility gets too tough. Doesn't look to try to manipulate women into handling the load that he can't bear, which is what you do. You're looking for Bobby to take care of the kids because you don't have the capacity. You're looking for Taylor to support you and take care of you because you don't have the wherewithal or the capacity to go and work somebody's job and make a paycheck for your own self. Because I ain't heard shit about him having a job. Some animals are smarter and better than a lot of people. Absolutely. And this is unfortunate, seeing as though God gave you the tools to be smarter than the animals. Thank you, Mary Legette. Child, my dog is barking at a cat walking across the street. Thank you, Mary, for the super chat. The super sticker. I appreciate you, love. Thank you. Listen, I appreciate y'all that don't watch the shows but come for the commentary. Thank you. Either way, I love that Bobby told him if she sees any signs of bullshit, she gonna stop the wedding. And I like the way she said it like it was a nut drop. Like, and I know I can. Play with me if you want to and watch your meal ticket legit send your ass back to jail if you don't leave calmly and quietly. Okay? Anyway, Chance got a job. Oh, you mean a job that he got through her homeboy? You mean a job that he got from her homeboy? Let me know. Let me know if that's the job. Because the nigga couldn't even get a job on his own. Yet and still. He's still requiring more of her. Than he's giving to me, $20 an hour. That's a nice gig. Only white boys, huh? Get out of jail and get a job like that. Anyway, y'all, the color for protection. You may be in a fucked up situation, but your ability to make money does not stop when you a white boy, huh? Especially if you don't have no face tattoos like Antoine. Like, let's see if he keeps that job. And that's another thing, because he reminds me of the type of man that doesn't have the temperament to keep a job, because whenever somebody tells him something he doesn't want to hear or ask him to do something he doesn't want to do, he's going to just throw caution to the wind and be like, fuck the job. And let's not forget that her friend gave him that job. Anyway, y'all, listen, I'm just saying, y'all know this. Y'all know we can't do that. We have unless we have a family or somebody that can help us get on. It's not gonna happen. Shout out, I'm late with Bondy. You talk. No, I have not got the Kayla and Martell yet, baby. I'm about to get into Lacey and Antoine. But they have not come up yet, boo. You have not missed it. We be asked out after prison, okay? Can't get shit. Lacey goes to talk to her sister about Antoine, and Antoine shows up with a new face tattoo that she didn't like. And she told him it's going to be harder for you to get a job. Why would you go and do that? Well, that's because he doesn't plan on doing anything the right way. He doesn't want to get a job. He don't want to live life straight. He don't want to live life straight. He wants to do drugs. He wants to sell drugs, do street shit, do hood rat shit, and end up back in jail. That's what Antoine wants. You can tell based off his attitude and his actions. So Lacey, well, he says he doesn't have, oh yeah. So Lacey's sister asked him what's his plan for Lacey, and he says he doesn't really have a plan, you know. I just kind of go day by day. And she's like, well, you know, you can't do that if you expect to have like a life with her. You have to have a plan. And then she asked if he's grateful for the things that she did for him. Because once again, when people normally get out of jail, they don't have shit. And she provided him with a lot of things to make sure he was comfortable. And he was like, no, not really. I mean, I've never thought about it that way. So you never thought a need to be grateful because you feel like people owe you things. I love the fact that her sister was like, the world doesn't owe you anything. You need to be grateful because nobody owes you a goddamn thing. I love that she said that to him because the entitlement kills me with these niggas that just came out of jail. I honestly feel like a lot of y'all need to go back to jail because y'all seem to think that the world owes you something and you were just on punishment. How does the world owe you something when you just got off punishment? Nobody owes you a fucking thing, nigga. You were on punishment. You are now growing from a deficit. You need to be trying to find a way to benefit the people around you, trying to be of value instead of thinking that somebody should be doing anything for you. Y'all kill me with this shit. This how y'all let me know that if a nigga ever go to jail, don't expect me to do nothing for you. Don't expect me to do nothing for you because y'all get to a place where y'all feel real entitled when at the end of the day, nobody has to do jail time with your ass. Anyway, Lacey then starts going in on him about the face tattoo and how this is not going to be just take. Okay. She says, do you know I can find somebody else that will try to reciprocate? Do you know? And he was like, yeah, I know that. You should go and do that. Good luck with that. That's what he said. And she says, bro, fuck you, yeah. And her sister says, you're hurting my sister's feelings right now. Why couldn't you just apologize? And he's like, what? What am I apologizing for? I didn't do anything wrong. You know, he felt like they were attacking him because they were holding him accountable. The sister says, you said something mean. Why not apologize? He says, no, he did nothing wrong. Like I said, Antoine finally goes to see his mom. Antoine's mom is high. She may not be drinking, but she's high. His mom tells him after she tries to kiss him in the mouth. Y'all, did y'all notice the physical uncomfortableness that he had with his mom? Did y'all notice that? I don't know if it's because he was in a hole. It could be. But she tried to kiss him in the mouth and he dodged her. And then she kept trying to hug him, you know, and he kept, you know, he hugged her at first. But it was almost like, okay, now you're doing too much and we're on camera. So I need to curtail what you're doing because we're on camera. Y'all know his relationship with his mom makes me feel uncomfortable, right? The fact that she's fighting over him like he's her man. Like the way he describes their relationship. My mom's my best friend. Your mom's a dope addict and you're a drug addict. If your mom's your best friend, I need for you to explain to me how and what the relationship has been like. Because there is no way you can tell me that that woman has positively affected you in any way. So if you're close to her, I need to understand what that closeness is defined by. Because it just felt wrong the way he was dodging her affection. And then, like I said, it could be because he was in the hole and all of that. But something makes me feel like it's something else. She was extremely intimate. A lot of the way she was handling him felt like a mother who has crossed the line in some way with the relationship that she has with her son. Like maybe covert. But either way, she has cirrhosis of the liver because of her drinking, and she won't stop drinking and doing drugs. So she can't get on a transplant list. And, you know, you can tell that he almost felt like he wanted to tell her to do the right thing, but he feels like he doesn't have a right to tell her to do the right thing. There was a moment where I almost felt like, did it click for you? How similar it is, how exhausting it is to see that somebody should do something the right way and you know they won't do it and it's frustrating for you. I feel like he had that feeling for a moment in the confessional and then let it go. She argued with Lacey like that was her man, not her son. I know. I know. Listen, I ain't, his hair was giving cult leader. It was, but he also gives street nigga. So it's not cult leader because he don't have the intelligence. But he is absolutely selfish, narcissistic, toxic, unhealthy, and no woman should be trying to be in a relationship with him. And I don't know what's wrong with Lacey. Lacey seems to understand what should be required in a relationship, but also is not requiring that of the man that she wants to be in a relationship with. I don't even understand. Let's go ahead and move on to Rick and Ray Dean. But before I do that, you know, we've been sitting here talking for a minute and 600 of y'all in the room. Tell YouTube you like me, please. All right, y'all. Rick and Ray Dean. So they have another date and they ride his motorcycle to like a little shop, a biker shop. And she wants him to buy her a $650 jacket, to which he cannot afford. And he ends up pushing the budget by spending $250 on a jacket for her to wear while she is riding his motorcycle. Then he takes her to a lookout, you know, like a nice little, you know, pretty setting. And he's talking to her about making their relationship official. And he wants to put it on his Facebook page. Excuse me, y'all. Sorry. He wants to put it on his Facebook page. Rick, you're 49. So when you were, what was 20 years ago? 2002 was 20 years ago when you were 29. So when you were 29, there was no social media. Can you please explain to me? Can you please explain to me why it is you need social media to be a part of your relationship at 49 years old? I don't understand. Like, I do listen, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of older people that have become enamored with social media and just are on their phones all day. But something about it feels like a lack of I don't know, some type of lack of adultness, some lack of a maturity. That's what it is. A lack of maturity if your relationship needs to be reflected on social media at 49 years old. I'm just saying, to help with his validation. Yeah, but you should be looking for the validation in the relationship, not in it being posted to social media. Posting something to social media means nothing. It means nothing. It doesn't mean the relationship is good. It doesn't mean you're going to be treated well. It doesn't mean that, you know, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that you're saying something online. It has no real reflection of what's happening in real life. And for a 49-year-old man, for a 50-year-old man, I need you to care more about what's happening in your real life than to care about what people see on social media. Because I'm 33 and I do social media for a motherfucking living. Meaning I make my money this way. Meaning I don't do anything on social media that is usually not geared towards my money. Now, when me and my husband got together, social media was not a big deal. But absolutely, when we got in a relationship, it was like, okay, yeah, I'm in a relationship with my husband on Facebook, right? Then when we got engaged, yeah. Then we got married, yeah. But ultimately, I don't need my social media to reflect my relationship because it's nobody's business. It's nobody's business. I'm just saying, I don't delete shit from I don't care that much about social media. In order for me to look to a person who I'm in a relationship with and be like, can I at least post on social media that we're together? Do y'all not realize how pathetic and immature that is? That lady don't want to be in a committed relationship with you because she's in love with another person and she's already told you that. She's creating space for you in her life because you can be utilized to get what she wants. But you know that because Ray Dean has kept it a buck. So him trying to force her to be in a committed relationship with him, that's a no-no for one. Then after they get over that, the next day they spending time together, he's trying to get her not to live with her parents. The girl gets mad and says, I already told you, I am not moving in here with you. I am happy with the decisions that I am making for myself. And I wish you would stop trying to make me do something other than what I want to do for myself. And y'all, as much as I feel like Ray Dean, your priorities are fucked up. You want a $650 jacket, but you haven't gotten your teeth fixed. Talking about $650 for a jacket ain't a lot. How is it not a lot when you don't have shit? How is it not a lot when you can't even sell your teeth for something? So let me check you right quick. And just like his roommate Ramona told you, if you don't want no dealings with him, stop fucking using him. But how dare you sit on my screen and tell me that $650 for a jacket is not a lot of money while you sitting there with no dental work? Girl, go to hell. Go all the way to hell with that, Ray Dean. But that's the extent of my reading you. Because Ramona, take your ass back in your apartment. At the end of the day, I understand that you feel like somebody is taking advantage of your friend, but your friend is a creepy old man that is willing to use his money to manipulate a woman into doing what he wants her to do. And now because he's not getting his way, he wants to have a temper tantrum. But at the end of the day, that girl has expressed to him that she is in love with another person. The only thing she didn't tell him is that she's married to the girl, which is it really doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter because she's already told you she wants to be with the girl. She already told you she ain't going nowhere. She already told you what it is. And if you still choose to be dealing with her and buying her shit, then Rick, that's on you, my dude. Ramona needs to take her ass back in her motherfucking apartment because at the end of the day, he's a dud. Okay? You're a creepy old man. Instead of being with a woman your age, you want to be with a 29-year-old girl who you've been trying to throw that dick to since she was 19. And you were 30-something years old. So at the end of the day, you're not going to make me feel bad for Rick. You just not. Ray Dean is using him, but he's allowing himself to be used. He cannot pay for shit at any moment. He can leave her the fuck alone at any moment, just like she can. Nothing in life is free. Ray Dean need to stop taking things from him because he expects sex. And I don't trust folks like that. I don't either. But I also feel like just because he buys shit and she take it don't mean she inclined to get, that means that she's giving him her body. Fuck out of here. You can buy all the shit you want to and that don't mean I gotta fuck you. And if I didn't already told you what it is and you still doing shit, she wrong for taking advantage of him. Yeah. But he's allowing it. I don't feel no way about no nasty old man trying to push up on some young girl and using the moments where she doesn't have anybody, using these moments of weakness so that he can, garner brownie points to use later on when he wants to have sex with her and she isn't comfortable. He then, while having a conversation with her about not living with her parents, her dad calls and she said, hey, Ray, I'm going to call you. Can you call me back in an hour? So she goes back to talk to him. And he says, who is that? Your pet convict? And she flipped the fuck out. She said, who the fuck you talk to? Don't ever talk about her like that. Don't you ever disrespect her like that. Listen, you may not be around long enough to meet her whenever she does get out of jail. Don't play with her like that. You can never in your life think you can play with her like that. Don't talk about her like that. When she went in on him, that should have let him know the position that he was in. Your money is not going to change her mind. No matter what you buy her, she is still going to be more attracted to and have more love for the girl in jail that can't do what you can do for her. That's what it is. So now what are you going to do, Rick? Y'all got to lay some responsibility on a creepy ass 50-year-old man's floor. Okay? Now let's go ahead and move on to the last couple, child. Kayla and Martell, girl. Let me drink my wine before we get into this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hit the last like me. Okay, light me up, before we get into Michaela and Martell, child, because they make my ass itch. Oh Lord. All right, now let me tell y'all something. 600 of y'all in here, 600 plus. Make sure y'all like this video. Tell YouTube y'all like what I'm doing over here. Let me see. Let me see how many likes I got. Cause I feel like y'all be playing with me. I feel like y'all be on other people's videos and y'all be liking they shit up. And then y'all come over here and y'all play with me like I don't even matter like that. And I don't appreciate it. I see I have 314 likes and 608 people in this room. I guess y'all gonna have to like this video a little bit more if y'all expect me to read Martell down like I plan to, child. There is not a Martell I like nowhere. Do you hear me? There's not a Martell that I respect and like nowhere. Show me one. I have not met one. Martell Jr., that's the only one. And he a baby, so he don't even count. Okay, that's a little baby. I'm sorry. I'm trying to see. I see there were 314 likes out of the 600 people, and now I see there are 352 likes. I feel like we can get it to 400. That's what I feel. I feel like if you're away from your phone, you better get back to it and like this video if you want me to talk about Kayla and Martell and what happened with them. Y'all gonna show me some love in this motherfucker on a Saturday night when I could be downstairs getting fucked up watching shit I don't have to review. I mean, I'm happy to get my paycheck. Don't get me wrong. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Don't think it's like that, but appreciate a bitch like my video. I'm just saying. I love y'all, but two-way street. Okay, reciprocate. Because I could have waited until tomorrow, but I felt like I was bored, so why not? 375 likes. That's a lot, but I want to see 400. I'm not even going to lie. That's what I would like to see. 379. I feel like, sometimes you have to take these moments and remind people that it's free to like the video. And I know you forget. And if I don't badger you, then you won't do it. And then y'all like to skip over my like music and just shake y'all titties and, don't do nothing else for a bitch. Click the button. Okay? Nah. 388. I like that. That's cute. 388. That's light. That's cute. That's cute. That's cute. That's cute. That's cute. That's cute. It's about the algorithm, y'all. Y'all got to tell the algorithm that y'all fuck with a bit. It's about the algorithm, okay? You got to let the people down there at YouTube know BondyBlue is doing something over here. Her views are equaling to her likes for the most part. I need crowd participation. Okay, 392 and we're refreshing the page. And what am I seeing? 396. We have 4 more to go. And I'm going to go ahead and get into Kayla and Martell. Okay, I feel like I can ask for 4. I feel like if there are 200 of y'all that are in here that dislike my listen, I'm gonna require it. Thank you, Riley, for the super sticker, boo. Thank you. Yes, hold your view hostage. Listen, I need to see it. I need to see the love somewhere, y'all. I do. 404. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. That's what I want to say. All right. Okay. I love it. Thank you. I'm here. Let's go. Kayla. She's still sitting in the fucking parking lot. Mad. Steaming. Because I don't know who he talking to. Think he talking to me like that. Okay. Oh, he done getting his hair cut? Because he don't care nothing about what's going on with me. Ain't asked me how I was feeling, what I needed or nothing. Just selfish. First of all, Kayla, why the fuck you still sitting in a parking lot? Second of all, Kayla, why the fuck you moved over from the driver's seat to the passenger seat to let the nigga that ain't got no money drive your motherfucking car after he had already decided that he was mad about you being late to pick him up, so he was going to negate the fact that you was hungry, ignore the fact that you was hungry, fuck the fact that you was hungry, basic human need. He don't give a fuck about your basic human needs. He needed to look pretty for these hoes. So he gonna have you and your gas money and your insurance money and your car note drive him Or he gonna drive himself in your car, right? Because he needs to feel like a man while driving your car to go get a haircut. Then you move over to the passenger seat so you can continue to bitch a fit about how selfish he is. Ma'am, when you acted like you was gonna roll off and leave him there, that's exactly what you should have done. That's what you should have done. Because see, Martell is telling you that he's in control of the situation by not giving a fuck about how you feel, regardless to what you say. You want an apology? I don't feel like I need to give you an apology, so I'm not gonna give it to you. You feel like I shouldn't talk to you like shit just because you was late? Well, I'm still gonna talk to you like shit because you was late. I don't care how you feel. Oh, you paid for all this stuff? Well, I'm still gonna be ungrateful because I don't give a fuck how you feel. Okay. Ice Princess. Ice Princess, ma'am, can I ask you a question? You said she needs to get a BBL to keep him in that house. Shaking my head. Did you really mean that? Did you really mean that, my girl? I hope you ain't really mean that. I hope you did not really mean that because I feel like I don't like, please don't say shit like that around me. Because the girls really do be out here killing themselves, dying. There, I just saw a story about a girl that went to the DR to get her body done for these niggas for her to die. And now these niggas is telling you to stop doing it. Child, not yes and no. Child, don't say nothing like that. Okay? Because these girls actually do be in my comments saying how they need to go and get their body. That girl don't need to get her body done. There is nothing about her body that is going to make him not treat her like that. That's about him. That's about her. They ain't got nothing to do with her body. They ain't got nothing to do with the amount of ass she got. Don't say that. Don't put that out there. Okay? Because that's not true. At the end of the day, I don't want none of the girls to feel like changing your body by surgery is going to make a man do something for you. She should not do it, but that's what he in the streets cheating with. That's not what he in the streets cheating with. Martell is in the street cheating with whoever he want to cheat with because it's about what he feel in a moment. It ain't got nothing to do with her body. It ain't got nothing to do with those women bodies. It's just about him. Everything is about him. It's not about those women. It's not about how they look. It's about what they can do for him. It's about how they make him feel. It's about how they make him look. That's what it's about. So as a woman, I'm just need for y'all to not say stuff like that. Just going forward in nobody's comments, not in mine, not on the shade room, not in neighborhood talk. When y'all comment on people's posts, I want y'all to think about the people that read those comments. I want you to think about the girl that's feeling insecure about herself and is being treated like shit by a dude and thinking that if she go and get her body done, that maybe he'll love her and respect her more because he seems to, put a lot of time into the girls that are on Instagram looking a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And those girls see those comments and then they feel like that's what they need to do. So I just want y'all to be careful. Not out of no play shit, no disrespectful shit, nothing like that. But I have noticed how women feel about themselves and how they allow men who barely can compute, communicate, or understand their own fucking emotions to push them into making decisions that are detrimental for their own body, spirit, mind, like that. And too many women are doing that shit. Like, I'm gonna just go ahead and tell y'all, too many women are dying on tables because they think that a man will treat them better if they look a certain way. And I want y'all to know a man treating you a certain way has nothing to do with how you look. And what I mean is, if you're not his type, that doesn't give him the space to be with you and hurt you because you don't, look like his type. He need to go find his type then. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you should be 100% who you are. You should always be striving to be your best self, but you should be who you are, and whoever you with should love you for who you are. And if they require you to look different, then they need to go find another bitch. Do you hear me? They need to go find another bitch. Kayla, if Martell requires something different physically, then he need to go find him another bitch. And I need you to believe that more than just saying it. Because, see, Kayla is a representation of all of the smart girls that talk that shit, but then let these niggas run over them, and treat them any old kind of way because they got good dick. And to me, if there ain't no soul attached to your dick, then I might as well be fucking a dildo. Say what you will, but the way women feel on the back end of giving themselves to a man like Martell, all for him to disregard their feelings, tell them, I don't give a fuck about what you talking about. He told, when she was saying, I'm hungry and you ain't give a fuck about how I felt, he said, I don't give a fuck about what you talking about. He reiterated that he didn't care what you were talking about. Fast forward, she's telling him about how, what do you bring to the table? Because I pay for everything and you sitting up here acting like you run shit, telling me what to do, telling me how to talk, telling me how to, how I need to conduct myself, and you ain't doing the motherfucking thing for me. What are you doing for me? That's what she told him, right? Fast forward to her forgiving him without the apology she deserved yet again, and then walking back to her bedroom so he can give her the dick. Love and Marriage Huntsville is not a new episode. It's a recap episode. So that's why I'm not doing it. I'll come to y'all with weekends on tomorrow morning. But yeah. I felt bad for Kayla, really, because I feel like she's doing a young woman thing. And because she tied to this man at such a young age, I feel like she never allowed herself, even though she might have slept with other men, she never gave herself a chance to fully be in a relationship with anybody else. And because of that, you are now in a situation where you have put love and effort into a man that doesn't want or know how to reciprocate to you what you have given to him. And instead of walking away from him, you think that hurts too much. You think that's too, you're hurt by that. You don't want to walk away because you feel like, oh my God, that means I wasted my time. And what if another woman gets to have him and his good dick? And that means I did all of this for no reason. So I'm gonna just continue to let him treat me any old kind of way, talk to me, disrespect me, be ungrateful, not have any real respect or see value in what I provide, all because he gonna give me some dick. I'm sad for her. Real nigga shit. I'm sad for her because I know what it's like to be in a relationship with somebody that you love and care for and that you feel physically bound to. And they tell you shit like they don't care about your feelings, and they go dead in the eyes, and they have a whole physicality that shows you that they don't care about how you feel. They don't care about you. They don't. And you still trying to be with them, and you still trying to make it work, and you still trying to make it make sense in your mind. Why are you doing that to yourself? Why? Like, if you would have act like Kayla, if I'm Kayla, girl, please be in my video at some point. If you would have actually look at yourself, because you're smart. I heard her say all of the things. And when I say all of the things, I mean all of the things that I had been feeling and screaming to her through the screen. You pay for everything. You put forth more of the effort. You're the smart one. You're the one with access. You're the one with something to offer. Martell brings nothing to the table. He's 37 and he has nothing but a bad attitude and good dick. Nothing to offer you. Good dick is not good enough. If that man can't make you feel good even when he not fucking you, if you can't rely on him to show you support when you are in need. Meaning, as a woman, there have been moments when I have not been a sexual object for my husband. I have not been somebody that can cook or clean for him. I have not been somebody that can fuck him. And he still had to come to me and show that he could provide me with what I needed in that moment, even when I could not give him whatever he wanted or needed in that moment. Let me tell y'all, I had to have surgery. I've had to have surgery a couple of times during me and Lyric's relationship. Me and my husband have been together for 11 plus years now, since 2011. I've had my gallbladder removed, and I've had 2 LEAP procedures in that time frame. Telling too much of my business. Don't give a fuck. Don't judge me. Kiss my ass. It's my life. It's what it is. All 3 of those times, my husband has taken care of me, nurtured me, got me food, got me what I needed, picked me up, brought me from the house to the car. What do you need? You need me to go get your medication? You need me to put you in a bathtub? You need me to wash you? You need me to put clothes on you? You need me to get you something to eat? You need me to get you something to drink? What do you need? If you are in a relationship with somebody that will not do that for you, you don't need to be in a relationship with them. I'm not saying that to pat myself on the back. I'm saying that because that is what is required in long-term relationships. There is going to be a point where all of the romantic love and fucking feelings are not important. And what is needed is a partner that can care for you, a partner that can provide what you need in the moment, which is care, service. Does Martell make you feel like if you were laying sick in a bed, he would wait on you? Does he make you feel like he would check on you? Or does he make you feel like he would leave you to go to a strip club because he can't handle the weight of what you need? Anybody that's listening to me, if a person can't provide you that bare minimum of care for your fucking life, you don't need to be with them, and they don't need to be with anybody. Do you hear me? It's not about finding yourself a lyric. You can't find yourself a lyric. Lyric is mine. Okay? It's not about that. It's about if a man cannot provide the care that you need, then you don't need him. And what y'all need to do is learn how to compartmentalize. If you need sex, get sex and send his fucking ass home. Make him wear a condom. Treat him like the trick that he is. They don't like when you do that, but that's what it is. Stop getting your fucking emotions all into these niggas when all they are is a dildo with blood. Martell is a dildo. That's all he can be. Do you hear me? He is a dildo. That's all he can be. If a man is not providing you with anything other than good sex, that means he is of no value to you. You can masturbate and catch an orgasm by your fucking self. And you can also find somebody to give you dick when you need dick without requiring you to be a wife-like figure to them without marrying them. They got niggas out here that will absolutely come and give you a dick appointment and go about their way. There are absolutely niggas out there that will give you your dick appointment and you can go about your way. And you don't have to be, worrying about being faithful, being loyal, doing this, cooking, cleaning, making sure you're being emotionally supportive, dealing with their hood rat family members and shit. Why? Why? When all that man shows you is that he's good at fucking. Fuck him and send him on his way. And find you another man that can provide you with the other things that you need. If you can pay for an apartment and a car and all of that to move to another place to provide a stable home for a nigga in jail, then you can pay for some dick. If that's what you need to do. I feel like women should never have to pay for dick. Because you niggas is out here plentiful with dick, free flowing. Like y'all is out here giving out dick to anybody. So I don't know why a woman would ever have to pay for dick. Like, here's the thing: the difference between men and women. When a woman is at a certain level or a certain caliber, you can't come at her and just get pussy from her. You can't when she's a certain type of woman. Like myself. It don't matter who you are. You can't just come and get pussy from me. That just don't work. Because I don't like everybody. So it doesn't matter who you are. With men don't need for a woman to be at a certain level in order for them to give up dick. A woman could be a crackhead and a nigga will give up dick for the most part. Do you see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it don't cost much to get no dick. Okay? It don't. So stop giving up so much because you don't need to. Dick is free. Dick is free. Put a condom on it, get you some, and send it on about its way if it's not connected to no heart. Martell is not connected to no heart. Men compartmentalize their relationships. They see women that they can marry and they see women that they can fuck. Women, you need to do the same thing. There are men you can fuck and there are men you can marry. You marry men that provide stability. You marry men that take care of you. You marry men that genuinely love you and care about you. And likewise, you don't marry men that just provide good dick. That's not enough. That's not nearly enough, my girl. And I know y'all love dick. Let me tell y'all something. I feel like as a young woman, it was imparted on me the way women act a fucking fool for some good dick. And I get it. I get it. I do. I absolutely do. But at the end of the day, good dick is a dime a dozen. Good dick is a dime a dozen. Is it more? Is it 7 inches or more? Get a vibrator. Focus. Think about your favorite porn. Boom. Orgasm. Dick is a dime a dozen. I'm just telling y'all. I'm just telling because I feel like there are a lot of women, a lot of young women that are in Kayla's situation that are with a man that is providing nothing, that is doing nothing. And Kayla has been able to continue her career and keep her money flowing, which means she hasn't allowed him to obstruct her making sure she can take care of herself. And once you have that, then you need to be able to let a nigga go. And I just want Kayla to understand at 33, she should be making better decisions for herself. You can be mad at me, my girl, but I'm your same age. And I'm telling you this because as a black woman, I love other black women. Dating is hard, but that's why you need to just be single and find you somebody you can fuck on. Child, before me and Lyra got together, I had me an old faithful. I had me an old faithful, somebody that I could, that I can call when I needed my dick appointment. He came through, put down said dick. I might have made a sandwich if he did a good job. I might have made a plate if he did a good job. And then he went on about his way. Y'all have got to learn how to separate your heart, your vagina, and your head. I love y'all. I wouldn't tell y'all nothing. I wouldn't tell y'all nothing to hurt y'all, not intentionally. So listen to me, okay? Kayla, I know it is hard, but you need to absolutely pack up and disappear from this nigga's like disappear. Do you mean without conversation? You know why? Because when you try to have a conversation and tell a nigga that you leaving, he's gonna do something to make you feel like you shouldn't leave. Whether it's him not caring or him pretending as if he cares for a moment, because he feels like if you actually do leave, then he's no longer gonna have access to you. So he's going to then try to keep you. You need to just up and disappear like a thief in the night. Like disappear on his ass. Don't give him no explanation, nothing. Just up and disappear because he's already showed you he's ungrateful, he doesn't respect you, and he doesn't have heart enough for you to apologize when he hurts you. Listen to me. He doesn't have heart enough for you to apologize when he's hurt you. Period. Brandon is full of it. Just call me Betty. Why you say Brandon full of it? I mean, they're all full of it. But I'm just curious to know why you say that. Not that I feel like, she isn't taking advantage of Chaz, but I also feel like, ew, who cares? Chaz and his tongue. Chaz and his tongue in his mouth. Okay. Ghost these niggas. Don't give him no explanation. Don't give him no conversation. Matter of fact, I would drop his ass off at the strip club, have a moving company had set to come the same day, wrap all that shit up in less than 3 hours and get your ass gone. And when he looking for you to come back and get him, new number. New number. You need to just make a clean break. Just go back home, get you a new place, get you some Mary J. Blige, some alcohol, fill your refrigerator, get you some joints and sit in your house and watch you some good TV, call you a good Judy or a good friend, cry, and move on with your life and get over it. Y'all need to learn how to let people go when they show you that they don't love you, when they show you they don't care about you, when they tell you they don't care about you. Let his mama come get his stuff, move home, Kayla. Girl, girl. Kayla, listen to me. Please don't keep doing this with this nigga. I promise you, you can do better. You can do way, way better, Kayla. I don't know why you doing this to yourself. And I know I should feel like, oh, she's stupid, but I don't feel like that. I feel sad for her. I feel like I remember what it was like at a young age to be in these types of relationships and feel the pull and know what it feels like when they all over you and all in you and making you feel like they care about you and they love you, all to switch that shit on you. But see, the difference between me and you, Kayla, is I have an ego. And I'll admit it. I have an ego. That's why I'm always checking myself to make sure I'm not becoming, some egomaniac type bitch. I'm always checking myself about that child. Lyric keeps a bitch grounded. I mean, I would be grounded anyway because I was raised to always make sure I'm not being selfish. Because my daddy used to be like, "You're being selfish. You're not listening." When I was growing up. So that's one of the things that I'm always checking myself about. I don't care how much y'all tell me y'all love me. I will never feel like I am, you know, it's never gonna make my head blow up like that. It's just not. I appreciate it, but I also understand who I am as a person. I am no different from anybody else. I just have an understanding. And I also, I put work in to have said understanding, not just having it, but putting in work to have it, praying about it, researching it, understanding it, listening. You know what I'm saying? So when I say these things, I say it from a real place. Kayla, get the last little dick out the nigga and let him go. And drop him. I mean, drop him. Don't have no conversation. I wouldn't even give him an opportunity to make you feel bad. Because as soon as you decide to let him know you're going to leave him, he's going to do something to make you feel bad and transfer that negative energy onto you. So, ghost him, disappear. Don't give him an opportunity. Move the fuck on. You deserve better. You can do better. You will find better. And as soon as you start focusing on yourself, instead of focusing on a nigga that doesn't mean you well, watch how your life becomes plentiful and flourishes. And watch how you might find better. Girl, anybody, for the most part, would be better. Okay? Drop him and block him. She had sex with a guy a year prior to Martell getting out. I wish she would have gave him more of a chance. Right. You could tell that even if she was having sex with other people, emotionally, she wouldn't allow herself to get as invested as she should have. Because maybe if she would have allowed herself to love someone else, she would have realized what she could have in a relationship. And by the time Martell got out, she would realize he wasn't providing that. By the time I came into contact with a nigga that was with me and wasn't really with me, I had already been in several relationships where I felt that people love me and I knew that they loved me. Even if the relationship disintegrated, even if they cheated, at one point or another in a relationship, they was giving me 100% and I felt it. So when I moved on to a relationship with a nigga that didn't know how to give that, I felt that. I felt that something was missing. I remember I sat on the phone with that nigga in a car and was like, I feel like it's something you're not giving me. I don't know what it is, but it just feels like something is missing. And it was because he was still fucking other people. He was cheating. He was giving himself to someone else and wasn't being honest with me. And he wasn't being honest with me because he didn't want me to be like him, because he knew if I was being like him, then I was going to outplay his ass, basically. Thank you, Angel. You speaking a word tonight. Thank you for the super chat, boo. I appreciate you. Y'all know I just be trying to come here and give y'all a little something that I've learned. And listen, y'all know I tell y'all all the time, I am not perfect. My relationship is not perfect. I'm here today. I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be here next month. I may not be here next year. Okay? My love is unconditional. My partnership is not. My partnership, y'all, is conditional. Do you hear me? My love is unconditional. Once I love somebody, I love them and I love them forever. But that does not mean that they are entitled to my partnership or entitled to be in my space or entitled to get my efforts. I can love you and still not give you that. And that's what y'all and a lot of people, Kayla, need to understand. You can love a motherfucker and know that he cannot get what you can give because he doesn't know how to appreciate it. Okay? Um, he did too much. He did way too much to me. And she still, like even in a moment, she's like, getting an apology from him is like pulling teeth. Do you know how easy it is to say I'm sorry? Yeah, that's easy. It's hard to mean it when you say it, but it's easy to say it. So the fact that he won't even say it to her lets you know how much he's willing to not give her and how much he requires of her in return. And it's bullshit. It's bullshit, y'all. Yes, men have to put in work to even take up any time in my life. That's how it should be, my girl. That's how it should be. Y'all got to stop letting these niggas get what they want from y'all without giving y'all what y'all want as well. Okay? Thank you, dope since 1986. That's the year my baby was born. 1986. Oh, bitch. Look, shout out to Crit. Thank you for the super chat. Woo, a good word from a good sis. Love it. Thank you. I'm glad y'all feeling me. It was what was on my spirit. It was what was on my heart, y'all. Okay. But anyway, that's it. That was Kayla Martell, girl. She went back there and let him dick her down, and you could tell that the dick. You can tell that the dick was going to give. DJ Envy wife. Oh, girl, y'all know I talked about Gia. But you know what? At the end of the day, Gia has a great life. Gia has a great life. I don't begrudge her. It's not about cheating, y'all. I feel like people really focus on cheating. It's not about cheating. It's about the respect level. It's about the equality in a relationship. It's about getting as much as you are giving. Reciprocity. Lauren Hill told y'all, okay? Where's the reciprocity? I'm still waiting for this polygamy era to pass before I start dating. Let me tell you, Joe Rosie, polygamy with broke dudes. Listen, there's nothing wrong with polygamy. I don't think that, and I don't think it'll ever go away. You know why? Because I personally feel like monogamy is not for everybody. Everybody doesn't have the self-control. Everybody doesn't find the person that can fill all of the boxes enough for them to be monogamous. And some people just aren't meant to be monogamous. I really do believe that. But I also believe that doesn't mean you can't have long-term partnership. It just means that two people need to agree to the boundaries to be set in place. I think there are a lot of relationships and a lot of marriages that function with the idea that we do the big things together. But if you want to do you when you out of town or something going on, then you can do you. And if I want to do me at some point, then I can do me. That's equal. That's reciprocity. We both have the same boundaries and guidelines for our relationship. That can work. It's just the idea that men are supposed to be the only ones going out into the world and having sex with everybody. And the women are supposed to be holding their vaginas to themselves as if chastity is a real thing. Polyamory and polygamy are two different things. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Um, But either way, I just personally feel like there's nothing wrong with people deciding that they don't want to be in monogamous relationships. But you also have to be mature enough to deal with the fact that the person that you're in the relationship with should not have to be monogamous to you either. If you can't deal with your woman having sex with another man, then you don't need to be having sex with another woman. Like that's just on God. Okay? But if both people decide that they want to do different shit and still do all the big things together, then that's their situation, that's their business. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's probably more healthy a lot of the times than these relationships where y'all pretend to be monogamous and end up cheating on each other and hurting each other for years and years and years, like A1 and Lyrica, instead of just deciding to be in some form of poly and doing what the fuck they want to do, and then just being what they need from each other to each other. You should really get into psychology or counseling for real motivational speaking. I should, huh? Y'all, my dogs is outside barking because it's dark outside, and they feel like, bitch, why you ain't come get us yet? It's like, I wish your paw would have came home and came got y'all. I'm working, okay? I have learned to appreciate poly polygamy. Child, look, yeah, not for me, but I understand, and and that right there is what I respect. It's not for everybody, but monogamy isn't either. You can't expect a man to come out of prison and respect your femininity. He has been around men 24/7 and can't show an ounce of softness to survive. She needs to let Martell go. Girl, listen. She needs to let him go. She absolutely needs to let him go. However, I don't agree that him like you can't expect a man to come out of prison and respect your femininity. I don't agree with that. And it's only because I've seen niggas do it. It's only because I've seen niggas get out of jail and respect their women's femininity, get jobs, take care of their families, understand that they can no longer sell drugs if they don't want to go back to prison. Okay. Do a little tarot. I was into tarot, y'all. I really, really was. But I got off. You have to practice tarot. You have to really, like, I would never do anything if I would never give anything to y'all if I didn't feel 100% confident in what I was given. You know what I'm saying? He just straight up doesn't care. He doesn't, Jasmine. He doesn't. Just make it make sense. I know it's been around forever. Oh, child, it's a mess. But anyway, y'all, let me go so I can go get my dogs from outside. I love y'all so much. 614 of y'all in the room. I hope y'all enjoy the content tonight. Wait, but would that have been considered disrespectful if he had taken a call from a female friend and ended it like with "I love you" and did his card decline because of the money he spent on a spa date? It did, and that's his problem, because don't spend money if you can't afford it. Like, that's still his problem. And I feel like that's a question to be asked to girl. Would she be bothered if he told somebody he loved them on the phone? I feel like she wouldn't be. I feel like she wouldn't be. But that's a question for her, not me. I just personally feel like Chaz is gonna be jealous no matter what. He's insecure no matter what, because he feels like she doesn't really want to be with him because he feels like she's not really attracted to him, and she's not. And he knows that, which is why he was using the money and the better life thing as a way to pull her in. And now your card is declining. So you're not even giving what was supposed to be being offered in order for her to give you what you wanted from her, which was the sex and the loyalty and the love and all of that. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm about to go. Okay. But y'all make sure y'all have a good night. Have a good weekend. And I will see y'all tomorrow morning for weekends on. Y'all know me and my husband like to sleep in on Sundays. So I'll go ahead and start a recording tomorrow when I get up in the morning. All right. So look for me probably around 11 or noon. All right. So y'all be cool by the pool, fool. And I'll see y'all next time.